What is popping, everybody? Wild card weekend, easily one of the best football weekends in existence. The wild card weekend that is always one of the most fun times. We got games today, tomorrow, Monday. Hot take, honestly. Hey, welcome back, YT Outlaw. What's going on, brother? Glad to have you back, and glad to be back. A little bit of nonsense on YouTube gave me a freaking content warning. I had to do a little appeal, but it's all good. Nico Collins for longest TD for jackpot. I'm glad you brought up that jackpot because we're going to, look at obviously all options for that. But let me get 1 second here to get a tweet out. And let's dive right into it. So we have a bunch of boosts across the books as expected, as we should have. And Nico's definitely on my radar. Let's check at his price. I kind of was thinking to run back Christian Watson, looking at him as well. He's on my radar, but we'll definitely be finding some way to use for that boost today. Now I will be streaming tomorrow, but we're gonna bet everything today. Like whatever we see, we find, doesn't matter what game it's for. We're gonna be hammering the board today, and then we'll have some like multi-day leg parlays. And then tomorrow, Monday, I'll wrap that up again in a Discord message. Let's go. So Nico, let's see for anytime touchdown for the DK promo, which is pick anyone to score a touchdown across the entirety of the wild card weekend. And if they do score that touchdown and it is the longest touchdown, you're in a share of 3 mil of bonus pets. That is at DK this weekend. Nico plus 150 circuit, but overall, but there are definitely some candidates for this. Christian Watson is absolutely there, though I'm sure he will be a pretty heavily taken person as he's the deep threat, as we know, in Chicago's defense. But let's see. Christian Watson, anytime touchdown tonight. He's also plus 150, but 180 at circa. So maybe we'll see for the value there. But let's start off with just like game lines, just for transparency. Sure, I bet these on Wednesday on stream, but I am on the Chargers plus 3.5. The Steelers Texans under 39.5, which unfortunately isn't there anymore. I'm looking for a spread here. I'm surprised Chargers hasn't moved yet at all, to be honest with you. But I'm on the Chargers. I'm on the Steelers Texans under. What am I looking for? I'm not getting any loading here. What's going on? Let's get a refresh. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of lag. Get the refresh going. I'm sure PTO is being heavily used today as a massive wildcard weekend. Probably on my screen, but I'm on the Chargers. I'm on the under in that Monday night game. And also I'm on the Jaguars to win the Super Bowl, 15-1. So that means I do think that they'll win tomorrow, of course. However, that's more like a price play for the future. And there are markets on FanDuel today for like most yards for the wild card weekend, whether it's passing, touching, receiving, most touchdowns for the entirety of the playoffs. We're going to look at those markets as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I saw, Nico Collins has the most 50-plus yards reception of all the receivers. Don't know off the top of my head, but I would believe that fact to be a true fact. Absolutely. Nico Collins is a dog. Leads him down the field, and also those after the catch. What's going on, Jack? Any dial in Carolina? I don't think so at all. I think, honestly, the numbers have been moving, of course, but I think a Rams money line at like a minus 525 is probably good. Nobody really wants to bet that, I'm sure. But when it comes to the points, of course, that's different. 490 here at Kalshi. 474 with $600 at Profit X there. 468, 228. I actually think that the Rams even laying like a big number on the money line. When it comes to 10.5, obviously different question. But I like the Rams actually on the money line. Like I think not a hot take, of course. I think it's actually good. Bizzle Bizzle Topping, brother. Thank you for the intro. I'm glad to be back. Is Parkinson anytime TD a chalk? Let's check it out because we know Parkinson has been getting so much love in the red zone as of late. But don't forget the man who was back in the lineup, Mr. 1 yard fant or fade or slant. I just said fant, combining those two words. But Devontae Adams is back, and we can't forget that we're talking about the number one most targeted guy in the red zone by a landslide all year. And why are we getting so much lag today, man? Maybe the site's being a little bit slow. It's because it's not lag on stream. I'm looking at my stream guard. I'm not really lagging. PTO is just being a little slow. Let me get a hard reset here. Let's shift to FTN quickly because, like I mentioned here, we're getting back the guy on the Rams offense who did this year. 30 total end zone targets, obviously. And what do you play? 14 games? Oh, you're right there. I was guessing, but 14 games, over 2 red end zone targets a game on average, man. He's if there was a shortest touchdown prop for the jackpot, obviously running backs would be up there, and obviously Tay would be as well. But all right, see what we got from an EV standpoint. Let's just do a quick run through. Let's get some bets locked in. So talked about the game lines I have. I talked about the future I have. I have some other futures I'll pull up in a second, but let's do a quick run. Let's see what we can get. A lot of Hard Rock Loud 365. B Rob for tomorrow, a little plus chicken on 15 plus rush yards. Now, I mean, honestly, that doesn't that's mine B. FanDuel best price. Honestly, don't love that, to be honest. Let's keep looking. Definitely going to be a little bit of a ball knowledge situation here at playoffs. These lines have been out for 4 days at this point, if not more. They've been hammered into place. EV is kind of cooked here. But I'm sure we'll find some stuff pop up as money comes in, but we're also going to use a bit of ball knowledge. Let's just check straight touchdowns quickly. And I'll pull up some markets that I bet. PTO looks like it's working, so let's just do a little run through there to check. But let's get back to a touchdown. So Luke Farrell, Keon Coleman, who was rolled out? Josh Palmer was rolled out for Buffalo. Brent Strange, 3-1. Another touchdown I bet. It moved a little bit, but I'll just call it out because I did bet it today. I was looking all day, but I got Kyle Monangai tonight. Anytime. Got it at 250. Let's see what it's sitting at market-wise now. I haven't really checked. But it was a 250 at FanDuel. Now it's 240 at FanDuel. Still best price in market. Got down to 230, but I like some Monangai for tonight from the pricing right here. But what was I going to look at? All right, this is what I want to do. I'll pull up FanDuel and DraftKings because there are some fun markets that I do and want to see if you guys have any interest in taking as well here. Let me pull up my sheet so I see. Okay. And we have so many boosts to use. We're going to do multi-day lays. Like we got a lot of betting to do, so not going to spend a lot of time backtracking. But as somebody who's on the Jacksonville Jaguars, this is what I did. And we can spend some time looking at these markets if you guys are curious on my thoughts. We could pull up some data. We could do the whole shebang. But FanDuel, again, and DraftKings, they have full Super Bowl. They have playoff specials. Where are they? Wild card specials. Okay. So you have highest scoring game, most passing yards, most receiving yards. We kind of touched upon this on Wednesday's stream, but I actually bet some stuff for this, so I want to give that out. We also have we have to log in, but we also should have like Super Bowl, like a full seasons because I know because I bet them to playoff specials. It's not. Thoughts on commies with Blow? Signing David Blow. Love this question. A little bit of commie talk right now. So I think that there is a little bit. I think that the bias that because they had McVay, Shanahan, all these young guys, McDaniel, who are now absolute studs, and they like passed upon them for more serious options. I think it definitely does have some weight in the decision. With that being said, obviously new ownership, new front office, all of that. I mean, from a conceptual standpoint of the commies taking a bet on this guy who was heavily praised by Ben Johnson. We know how good Ben Johnson currently is, and somebody who even we interviewed and didn't work out last year because for whatever reason. I think that there is a little bit of like that nervousness that like, okay, we have a guy that we don't want to let go if he's this young genius, and if he ends up being a young stud genius coach, like sign me the hell up. I'm all for that. So I think as it stands today, I'll digest it, of course. I think the thought process behind it makes me at least excited. The fact that they're like, okay, like we're willing to like take a risk on a young kid who has some pedigree, who's been talked about highly, and we've had some success with those guys, haven't worked out, but they've worked out, but just not in Washington. If that, we'll see if that ends up panning out, but I do think it's actually a pretty good hire, though I would have, of course, liked a look at Stefanski, a Mike McDaniel as an OC, but let's get back to this here. Overall, where am I looking? Because it's not showing up. I know it's there because I bet them, but I have a wild card special I bet, so let's start there. Most receiving yards for the wild card round, so this is literally whoever has the most receiving yards of all of these, whatever 6 games we got. I bet, where'd he go? I bet right here, Jakobi Meyers. I actually got it at 22-1, and that was at like, what time was that today? That was at 12:09, so it's got to 20-1, but I bet it's Jakobi Meyers to have the most receiving yards. Now, I'm not going to go through actually, I'll just go line shop with the boys. Why not? I do want to find that full market for like full playoffs because they have those, but let's see if Meyers for you guys is better here. But I did bet Jakobi Meyers to have the most receiving yards. I'm on Jacksonville. Buffalo's defense thing is weak, and I think that the Yes, their pass defense is better for Buffalo, but Jacoby's on 20-1 there. I bet some Myers here. Playoff leaders. I bet some of these too. So these are going to be crazy bets. Don't get me wrong, but I did lock a couple in. I'd bet most receiving TDs in the playoffs. These are two bets that I took, both on DK. I bet Parker Washington, another Jaguar, going with the Jaguar trend, and a complete long shot that I think it really has no chance, but I bet it. I bet Keenan Allen. I was talking with Jake on stream yesterday, and like I think that Theo reliable. If he is the Chargers are to have some success, it'll have to be him, like kind of deep down in the red zone. They've been off targeting him, and that's where he's shines and turns up is red zone. So Keenan Allen and Parker Washington for most receiving yards in the entirety of the playoffs. I bet both of those, and Parker Washington, and Jacoby Myers for just this week. So I'm absolutely a Jacoby Myers fan, and Monunga just got nuked. This just happened. 240 to 210. We were literally staring at 310. That was less than a minute ago. This just got nuked. But I bet some Monunga anytime touchdown. Hopefully you guys just got in there as well. But let me pull up FanDuel, DraftKings. We have a ton of boosts. Let's start betting some stuff and locking it in. So definitely got a bit of touchdown lay. We have a boost on DK for a full weekend touchdown lay. And when we're looking at this first game, impossible to ignore Puka, even with Devontae Adams back. Minus 105 at DK and FanDuel, 110 circa penny. Definitely worth noting. And actually, I'm going to do this. Let's look at all the games in one view here. Let's see. Player prop. Anytime touchdown. Let's find some anytime. So we've got the betting first, betting lays, betting boost. We're all good here. Quorum at 235. That's the best in market. I actually do like some Quorum, though I couldn't see a world where they are just kind of feeding the crap out of Kyren. Tay 115 at circa, so he's like the massive chalk there. Jalen Coker, JC Horn. I'll try to we'll do a one from each game that we like here. Kyren 120, 125, 109. Okay, so Puka plus 102 at Novig, minus 110 each way. All right, and Tet McMillan 210 at MGM. I kind of like that Tet because obviously he is their number one guy that they go to down there. All in all, though, the Panthers offense, we know how bad that they are. All right, so let's start off with Puka. Puka's gonna be the first. Like I'm building this out on DraftKings because they have the touchdown boost, and we're gonna probably try to find one for each game. And we're gonna do some chalk and then get it going. Yes, Tay is that often red zone target, but let's even take a look here back at FTN. Let's go to the Rams. Let's see how big the discrepancy is because maybe it is Devontae. Where's LA? There we go. This is all season. Okay, so it really is Tay. Puka is not often targeted in the end zone at all. He makes his plays from deep down the field here. So we'll go massive chalk. We'll go Devontae Adams for the first game. Devontae Adams. He's only 115 at circa, though, so that's actually not a good leg at all. So it's kind of Kyren. Kyren then becomes the answer from pricing standpoint. We have Kyren at 125, 120, 110 at FanDuel, but we're going to go Kyren Williams. So it's the first leg for touchdown leg. We're going to get a leg from each game, get some EV. But now Packers Rams. We have the Monunga straight. What's Christian Watson? He's only 150. That kind of bothers me because I do like Watson a lot. Swift is up there. I know that Dontavian Wicks has been ruled out, so we should probably be seeing a bit more Matthew Golden, which would be interesting. But Kyren just went down to 115 on DK. That just moved. Okay, I actually like that. Let's expand this. This just moved. Kyren Williams. Now it's back down to 120. All right, so we're seeing some movement on Kyren. So that just was a quick flip, 110 to 120. Okay, so we're keeping Kyren in the slip here. The program kind of used to see the line moves for the past week for Jags Bills. You could use pick the odds, brother. So you can on the odds screen. Let's go back to do you want to see the spread or the money line? With this game, it's been basically a pick 'em, so we'll do money line here. And you don't need an account for pick the odds. You can like sign up for a free account. You don't need a paid account, but Jaguars Bills, if you click on this chart right here, you can see how the prices on the money lines have moved. If you want to look for the spread, you can take a look here and also just switch it on over to spread. And there's two views here. Now you could look at, again, that same chart-esque view that we're looking at here. Oh, Kyren just dropped to 125 while answering these questions. Well, this is Birds, Eagles, Jaguars, Bills. And you can see the prices of the lines at -1, at -1.5. Then you can, of course, switch through and change the odds, but also they have charts as well for like the sharp books you can look at and see how the line has moved within that price as well here. So quick little PTO flex right there. But let's go back to this money line lay. I mean, on this touchdown lay, we have Kyren is down to 125, but it's still pretty good to circa. Now, Packers Bears. I like Christian Watson a lot. His first touchdown also at those odds. We'll definitely betting first touchdowns for both games. 10-1 at MGM. Anytime touchdown for this one. Watson, we already looked at. And let's look at Romeo. Chicago. I want Green Bay. Romeo. What's he at? 210. It's certified in pricing Romeo. That's interesting to me because Romeo does see a lot of big time targets there. And Jacobs, of course, is heavy chalk. And on the Bears front, we know Monangai and DeAndre Swift. They're kind of like a split backfield, though we have that Monangai straight here. Let's see here. I'm going to go with not Romeo. Where is he on the Bears front? What's Luther Burden? 260, 250. So Burden's also not getting priced by like the super sharp book at circa, but Penny has him at plus 226 at 1K, 252, 252. Not surprising to the exchanges and the prediction markets to having the best prices on these at this point. Of course, everything's super sharp. We are on the final leg of the season here. But in this one, we're going to just go and double down on Monangai. Monangai. Check the pricing here. 220, same as circa. We'll get value on that front as well. So we're going to go Kyle Monangai. Now we need at least one more leg, and we'll switch on. I'll stretch on over to tomorrow. We'll get a multi-day lay, and I love having a multi-day lay. And we're going to get into the Jaguars game. Let's start off. We'll go game by game here. And this is I'm on Jags to win the Super Bowl, so they got to start here. What's ETN? 140. It's chalk, but we have the non-chalk in Monangai, and for these boosts, the best way to do it is to have some chalk here. The thing is, the James Cook is the premier chalk, though. So let's take a look at Cook, and we'll definitely bet some more like plus money ones too. Don't get me wrong here. We're gonna have a lot of fun stuff for the playoffs right now. Buffalo Cook. 145, 155, 165. So yeah, James Cook, of course, the massive chalk. But no, I think that ETN, but let's look at like Myers. Let's look at the pass catchers right now. Actually, we'll go back to this view. It's so much easier. Don't need to go individually. We know what we're kind of looking for already. Football, player prop, anytime tutty. So right now we got those two guys in the slip here. Bills, Jags. Okay, there we go. Brandon Cooks, of course. No, Brenton Strange getting some love. Kincaid. Let's see. Okay. Jacoby Myers, 2-1. Josh Allen, 120. Parker Washington, 210 at circa. That's going to be our best boy, hopefully, for the next couple of weeks there. Parker Washington for that full season, full playoff sweat. ETN, 140 each way. Trevor Lawrence, now this 180, well, definitely, honestly, I'm putting it in this lay. I'm going with Trevor Lawrence. So that's at 15-12 before the. So we have a 20% all-purpose boost, 30% touchdown score boost. The all-purpose boost has to be on a parlay. This makes it 1967, excuse me. So let's just find one more leg. I'm going with T-Law here. Do a little bit of what Josh does to other teams. I think that Trevor's going to have to. Eagles, Niners, Patriots, Chargers, and Texans, Steelers. Of course, the final games here, except odds change. What just moved? Kyler's 125. Monangai 220. Okay, so let's lock this in real quick. And honestly, just go 3-leg. We'll have another fun one, but we're going Kyren, Monangai, Trevor Lawrence. And honestly, I kind of want AJ Brown, but he's 155. A little bit EV with the boost. Purdy 6-1. even if McCaffrey's 130, man, when he's this low for a touchdown, McCaffrey, that's when you know. But at that same time, is that giving us some value here? Best price on Kittle is at DK. Now we got the Brock Purdy against the Vic Fangio defense there in Philly there. And where's Saquon? 120, 130. I'm adding Saquon. I know it hasn't been that kind of year for them, but I think Saquon at this price, at this point, playoff run with the touchdown boost, that's plus 36.48 as Kyron's going back to 120. A lot of action on the Kyron, but on this TD boost, maximum $5 bet, I'm in. There we go. Kyron, Monangai, Trevor Lawrence, Saquon Barkley. That's a beauty. We'll definitely be betting more like two-leggers that are 10 to 1, though. So don't you guys worry. And we'll be using some boosts, but that's the first one. Touchdown boost. Add this to the tracker here. Okay, beautiful. All right, so that's one of the boosts used, a little bit of a touchdown action right there. And let's go to the EV screen, see what we could find. We got to get some straight bets going. I mean, we will take what we get. Don't get me wrong. Some Swift. Like, get 2 receptions. Get that out of here. We're already in the 4%, so nothing too big or noteworthy by any means here. Let's see any other people we could kind of take off the rip here. Saw Ramondre Stevenson. Actually, I did bet this before. I almost forgot. And it looks like it's still there. I don't know how to spell Ramondre. There we go. Ramondre Stevenson. I can't spell Ramondre Stevenson. I bet it's over rush yards. It was off market. And I took a stab. I bet it at 34.5 at MGM. Minus 115. Look at where the rest of the market is. Circa 37.5. Penny at 38.5. Bookmaker 37.5. Even FanDuel at 38.5 also. So this Ramondre Stevenson rush yards minus 115 on over 34.5. I took advantage of that as well and locked that in. Let me check FanDuel quickly and see what the boosts are. Remind myself here. I think I opted into the 50% boost on FanDuel, so I have that going for us. I have a 25% anytime touchdown boost and a 50% profit boost. Any NFL bet, any bet type. Kind of screaming first touchdown for me. But so let's look at some first TUDs. Again, we'll be betting some like 2-leg touchdown lays that will span everything. But let's look at the first touchdown odds. First touchdown. See what we're rocking with here. Corum 14 to 1. Bryce Young. Now this one's going to be definitely a chalk city. Jalen Coker. Kyron at 550 for Kyron is actually pretty solid. Not going to lie. I might even not to dabble with that. I know it's not the sexiest odds, but that actually looks pretty good. Ted McMillan 13 to 1. Kind of goes with our wide receiver 1, but Circa just jumped to 14 to 1, so never mind. I was going to say that goes with our normal plan with Circa wide receiver 1 at plus those odds, but not when Circa jumps up like that. Higbee, see if you really get. Now, I don't think the Panthers are, I should say the Rams are in a position to like play down to the Panthers. We got probably some rain down there after what happened that first meeting here. But Kyron at 550 is already kind of catching my eye. Let's look at Bears Packers. This is where we think we're going to have some more fun stuff here. Best price at Kalshi, not a lot of liquidity. DeAndre Swift versus Monangai. What's Monangai first touchdown? 11 to 1, 1050 at Circa. Okay. We got here Matthew Golden. He's somebody who I'm intrigued by, Matthew Golden, because he does run a lot of routes with the Dontavian Wicks out, and he has also not been so healthy. He's yet to have a touchdown his rookie season. Could be one of those where it comes back around finally for him. DJ Moore, Cole Kmet. Let's take a look at this. Let's do some data digging right now. Let's look at some of the Chicago and Green Bay receiving stuff and take a deeper dive into what their options really have been. Let's go Shy. Let's go Green Bay. Take out qualified. Let's see what their shares have really look like here. So end zone targets. DJ Moore still leading, which is honestly shocking to me just because of kind of how his season's been going, but good for him. Dobbs 11, Odunze 11. Now Christian Watson has 6 in 10 games for Dobbs 11 in 16 games. Good to know. Neither of these teams in the end zone really getting after it because we know that when it comes to running the football, that's what both these teams do specialize in, especially close to the red zone here. Where is whoops, sorry about that, boys. Where is red zone? There we go. Now we're talking about attempts here. Josh Jacobs, obviously the chalk, 20 on the goal line. DeAndre Swift, only 4 more goal line and 4 more red zone total carries for Swift overall, though he does have a pretty good leverage on the snap count there. Then Emmanuel Wilson, Caleb Williams, Jordan Love. So pretty basic with what to expect from Chicago and Green Bay in the run game here. But first touchdown. I'm so intrigued by Christian Watson. I'm betting Christian Watson. I'm not going to lie here. MGM, 10-1. And you have with that promo, if you have access, you can get the second chance promo. I'm pulling that up. We have an old Gesicki that was loaded in there. Christian Watson, 10-1. I'm betting that. It's a first touchdown look for it's one of our 2. I don't know if I'm going to bet a Panther, honestly, in the first game. I really think the Rams come in and steamroll them. Take care of business, at least I should say. Now, the Packers are up to 130 on the money line. That's also worth noting. That game, the total is also shot up there. Another game where some weather was supposed to be in the mix, but Watson at 10-1. Let me check Romeo one more time here and see. Romeo's 13-1, so the odds aren't cut out, not better than Circa. So I'm in on Christian Watson. Christian Watson, first touchdown. Beautiful. Locked and loaded. So a lot of futures bets that we got locked in for today. Straight bets, just nothing popping up for us. We'll keep going. Let's go back to the EV screen and keep hunting. And we got some ball knowledge mixed in also here. Stevenson attempts over. Glad for that. For our rushing yards over. That's nice. Watson under 3.5 receptions at Hard Rock. Don't love. Okay, Jordan Love passing touchdowns under. This looks good. I'm betting this. Yeah, we have the Watson, but that's a first touchdown. It doesn't necessarily, conflict with this. Let's see. It's 4.1%, -108 at profit, though, 111 at Novig. Still somewhat like plus money. I'm betting this. Passing touchdowns. Jordan Love under. Boom. There we go. Locked and loaded. That's a bet. Jordan Love. All right, so now we're on the Love hater wave. I would like to see the Bears win. That could be a hot take. I think that they can win. Clearly not massively hot to the market right now. It might be, but that's kind of where I'm feeling there. Let's repause. All right, so we got that at DK. Okay, and just a bunch of other things all over the board here. Rome Odunze slight over 28.5. I mean, if Odunze is, I know he's gotten some shutouts on his ledger this season, but that seems pretty low. Let's go back to touchdowns here. Luke Farrell, Keon again, Strange. Kyron first TD is showing right now here at Bet Rivers 575. I kind of like the Kyron. I know it's not going to be the most fun thing that we've ever bet in our lives because we've hit some 30-1+ first touchdowns, but a 550 chalk on Kyron, I kind of like. I'm not going to lie. I'm betting this Kyron first. It's going to be one of the least sexy ones that we bet, and I'm going to use the touchdown boost on it. Honestly, let's see what that brings us out to here. Touchdown score props. Kyron Williams first. Can I use it on this? I could use the 50% boost on Kyron 550 to 830. Yeah, I'm betting that. So Kyron first touchdown with the 50% boost that I opted into. So we still have the anytime touchdown boost we can utilize as well. But I'm going Kyron for this. Plus 830 to market on Kyron Williams first touchdown. Please and thank you, honestly. All right, Kyron, we are in on. So now let me see this right here. Where to go? 2.3% EV at 575 at pick the odds here. And then when we added that with the boost, we can actually, can we not add the boost here? We can. Yeah, boost on and off. We'll just do it here. It was a 50% boost. Yeah, we're off because it was 525, but still, as you guys can see, the value of a 45-ish, probably say a 40-ish% edge on a first touchdown with the EV. Please and thank you, honestly. Let me turn edge off for now, or I should say the boost off for now. But it's fine if anytime touchdown. I mean, we can look at prices that are similar to FanDuel, that are close to the EV, kind of similar to what we just did there, and then make it more than EV with the boost here. But also the unders in the wildcard weekend are worth noting. How it's a pretty under kind of week here. Let me confirm the eligibility for this boost. If it's only for today, but also for tomorrow's bets. Let's see. 110 NFL playoffs. Okay, so this has to be today on anytime touchdown. We can't push it to tomorrow. We're absolutely using that. Tay would not be worth it at that price. Jalen Coker, no. Jimmy Horn. Kyron, I mean, still would be good. We have a lot of Kyron love here today. Packers, Bears. Now, Caleb. I mean, 330. That's not going to be good to Circa. Christian Watson would be good. We have some Watson. Emmanuel Wilson. Let's keep scrolling here. I mean, Monangai would have been great with the boost. I mean, the fact that we got him though at 250 still though in itself is great. Golden at 650 with the boost. That's by far best in market. Odunze also. And where's Luther Burden? I definitely scrolled past him. Where's my guy at? 260. That would also be good. I'm going to rip Luther Burden. I like myself some. Actually, what's DJ Moore before I say that for sure? Because we saw DJ Moore leading the end zone snaps. DJ Moore with leading the end zone targets being with this price, I'm going DJ Moore. I know the Bears can't throw. That being said, DJ Moore, with how he's kind of dominated those red zone targets, and let's even take a deeper look here. I want to even see what it's been like as of late. Now we'll start with week 17, 16. Again, I got the Bears in here, the Bears and the Packers here. Has it been changing here on the red zone targets? Because there's been a clear shift where DJ Moore's kind of picked it up toward the end here. Obviously, Odunze's been out, so that's kind of given him more opportunity, but that's something I think that can be a little bit sticky. Colson Loveland getting some love, but we're getting 380 for DJ Moore. That's 475. I'm locking in DJ Moore at 475. All right, so that's FanDuel boosts. We still have a Packers Bears only boost, so we'll see if we get done with that. But we also have to, of course, get that jackpot in as well. And let's confirm DK boost one more time because my memory is shot. We have King of the End Zone, 2 wildcard round boosts. What are these? 20% boost on a 3-leg SGP or SGPX. Okay, so we have 2 of those. We'll use one today, one tomorrow. Honestly, maybe both tomorrow. We could build it today. 30% boost on a live. Okay. So already running low on the boost there. We're cooking through them. We're doing what we got to do here. EV run through here. I want to bet a couple of like 2-leg lays as well that are just like 2 guys score a touchdown. And obviously do want to find some more straight bets worth betting here, but so far besides we bet this dropped in EV. Something moved against us, but we still have some EV there. And also anything worth looking at another book here. Let's see, one sec. Seeing some love for Josh Jacobs under longest rush, but something like that, those markets I don't really love at all. But some guys I think can definitely score touchdowns. Let's even just mess around here on FanDuel quickly. Like, I'm down to do some cross days here as well. Like, let's look at this, right? I want to go to Bills Jags. This game has all the recipes for fireworks here. But if we do TD score props, touchdown score, Parker Washington, and let's this is 2 guys I think definitely score that I love here. Ready? Parker Washington, Keenan Allen. That's 1040. I'm gonna line shot that at DK quickly and just see if that's the same thing. But let me find I'm on PTO. I'm finding a quick link to DK. There we go. Here's our Jordan Love, which hopefully we watch move in our favor in the bet slip. But I'm down to cook a couple of these two-leggers at 10-1 here. And this is definitely one to start off with. I think this is a fun one. Parker Washington. Well, obviously, I think that it has the capability of hitting. I'm not just betting it because I think it's fun. And Keenan Allen. In our touchdown lay, we have who do we have again? Let me see. Saquon, Lawrence, Monangai, Kyron. Okay. So I want to get exposure on the guys that I really do like, even though, again, might not be EV, but we're in the playoffs here. We're having some fun. We had a freaking epic NFL season. Got to cap it off with some beauties. What am I forgetting here? Parker Washington. I'm dumb. Keenan Allen. Wow, there it is because I'm in the game already. Losing it. Keenan here is 300. So this is 1020 due 1040. So FanDuel's the best odds for that. This is the slip I'm locking in right now as we speak. Parker Washington, Keenan Allen. Let me get to Bills Jags. TD scores. Parker Washington and Keenan Allen. I am all for Justin Herbert to turn the hell up this Sunday night. Hot take for the boys. I'm curious. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Would you have preferred the Monday night game like we have, or just 3 games today and 3 games tomorrow? Because if we just had all day football these 2 days and like didn't have the Monday, which I know why the networks want that, I think I would have loved that. I'm not gonna lie. Parker Washington, Keenan Allen, and let's do another kind of similar thing. Now, I'm interested in a Drake May. What's a Drake May Herbert? 2101. Okay. Let's I want to find some quarterback rushing stuff right here. Get rid of these. We know who the rushingest quarterbacks are, but I do think like I'm gonna play that square where it's like you have a I gotta switch to quarterbacks here only. I don't know how. A position equals QB. There we go. Okay, now we got the quarterback stats here. Full season, red zone carries. Josh and Trevor are the leaders. Bo Nix, who will not be playing today because he got himself a bye. Jackson Dart, obviously not playing. Excuse me, got CJ, Hurts, Purdy. A lot of rushing quarterbacks that we see here, actually, in terms of the red zone. Able to get there. Are we looking full season? So this doesn't seem like full season. Yeah, this is only 4 games. I was going to say that looks off. Let me just reset this filter here. Let's go. I want to see all the quarterbacks rushing stuff. I was going to say it's only 34 attempts all season. There we go. That doesn't make sense. Now we're talking. Okay. Hurts, Allen, Lawrence, Dart, May, Williams. Okay, these are the guys that we know are going to and are willing to take off. Herbert there as well. Overall attempts. Let's take a look at Allen, Hurts, May, Herbert. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about here. I absolutely love like doing some quarterback rushing stuff in these massive playoff games that obviously it's win or go home. We've seen it so many times before. I'm not gonna lie. It makes me just like that Drake and Justin even more. I know it's for tomorrow and we're obviously streaming tomorrow, but we're betting right now. Who cares about tomorrow? Let's do some price confirmation here. Drake May, Keenan Allen. It's 14-1. It's 21-1 on FanDuel. I mean, obviously FanDuel would probably like defer to on their pricing. If this was the other way around, I'd feel much better about it being on DK. But with that being said, I'm betting this right now too. Little double quarterback action. We have Drake May and Justin Herbert. Boom. Beauty. Let's keep ripping some of these. And we'll bet our longest touchdown. We know that we're thinking about it. Some really good candidates for that as well. All right. So from a quarterback rushing, now Caleb, of course, is in there. So goal line, of course, it's different. We have Josh. I'm reading it off of it. Out at the goal line, then Hurts, tush push. Then we have Trevor, obviously a long, tall quarterback. We have the Trevor anytime already in that other leg, but we can double down that tomorrow if that leg does not make it out today. So again, seeing the same things over and over. This Leggett, 2 catches, 162. What did this drop from if that just moved? Where it went up from 158. This is better than Novig and Penny. Leggett, 2 catches. I think it's probably worth it, honestly. Just from straight price. Get my best boys out of there. Leggett, 2 catches, 162. I'm betting that. It is clear EV. There's no reason not to. Obviously, I'm not the biggest Leggett fan. Don't think he's too talented or anything like that. But this is a good bet from a pricing. So player receptions over under is not even listed. But if you go to alternate receptions, he's there. Where is it? Player alt receptions, all players, 2 plus 162 for Leggett. I'm in on that. Just bet it. We got to hope that the Panthers have any semblance of life in that Leggett, even if he catches the ball 0.1 yard down the field, which we know his A dot is not the brightest there, but that's just a good bet from a price perspective. So yes, we're close to game time, but doesn't matter to me. Very nice. All right, let's go back to PTO. Now another touchdown potential. Let's see for another 2-legger. Guys that I like. Now I'm interested in some Philly stuff. Like I kind of like AJ Brown. This Niners team is so bad, and we'll just build it on FanDuel quickly here. AJ Brown 150, so that's not going to be great, but we could find something that's worth it. Now Texans Steelers, obviously, very low total, and on the under. Some of these games I think actually honestly could be rock fights too. Like we could see some of these matchups potentially being bad. Let's go back here quickly. Go back to the EV screen. And let's look at touchdowns here. That's my DK boost. Okay, Luke Farrell still dominating. Keon's still there. Brendan Strange. I mean, what's the rest of the market at? Yeah, this is if you have Hard Rock, there's so many things to bet. If you're on Hard Rock, you're just gonna lock in like that. Brendan Strange, absolutely. Kendrick Bourne, Kyron again, still there. Drake May anytime here at Rivers also is good. And some Parkinson love here. 280, 300. Let's look at some like even like Puka. Let's look at his receiving yards. I know it's like 90, I think, if I'm not mistaken. One of the most premier players, obviously, in the whole league here. You make me scroll really. 150 plus for Puka. Yeah, 91.5 at Circa and Bookmaker. FanDuel at 90 and minus 104. It's actually pretty good. We could build out a little bit of a leg on FanDuel right now. Also, what do we have? We have only a Bears, though, SGP boost, right? But can it be SGPX? Oh, no, it could be for both. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. So Puka 90 plus. That is minus 104. Beautiful. That's a great way to get started. We have the Leggett receptions. I mean, it is EV, so we can add that. We probably should add that realistically based on what the pricing's at. So I'm going to add that Leggett receptions 2 plus. Now we go back to Packers Bears here. And Christian Watson receiving yards is pretty short. I like Christian Watson, as we know. Let's look at his receiving yard stat here. I think on FanDuel, we might be able to get a good price. And maybe it could be even a 3-legger, which I'm down for. Christian Watson, receiving yards. It's 3:45 already. Like, I hate how we're got to scroll here. Let's see. We got 50, 132, but 53 and a half minus 112. I mean, Circus 54 and a half. Bookmakers also 53 and a half. I'm actually going to add this. I'm going Christian Watson receiving yards. This is just the base number. Player receiving yards. Christian Watson with the boost. We're at 967. Honestly, throwing Rams money line plus 1110. That's what I'm going with. So clocked it in. Leggett, 2 catches. Puka, 90 plus receiving yards. Rams money line and Christian Watson over 53 and a half receiving yards plus 1110. So that's another beauty. All right. Beautiful. I'm annoyed now why the other fun markets aren't popping up for like the entirety of the playoffs. They have leaders. We know we saw it on DK, but I know FanDuel has it too. Playoff specials. Here we are, maybe. No. Player milestones. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Most playoff receiving yards and stuff like that. So I haven't bet anything for yards. Let's cook some stuff up, boys. We have AJ Brown, Nico. Now we have to obviously think about who's going to make it deep, which is why I took some stabs on TDs with Washington and Allen if the Chargers and the Jaguars can go deep. Now I think the Jaguars will go deep. Most receiving yards for the playoffs. Jacoby Myers at 25-1 is very attractive for the same reason he's attractive for the wild card weekend, though I think that this price is a bit low. Jacoby Myers I like we can go through this. Like we have Puka for obvious reasons, could very easily, take it home. Zoom in a bit so hopefully you guys can see better. JSN for obvious reasons. AJB for obvious reasons. Now they're minus 6-point favorites in the first round, and that number, the way it's ballooned out, is kind of enough said. Hunter Henry, Christian Watson. Who do you really think is going to make a run? I think this year it's just really so tough to decide. Last year hit on Saquon most playoff yards, or most playoff touchdowns. That was sick on the ground. And we have all those markets. So rushing TDs, Kyron the Chalk at 750. Saquon at 950 is still so intriguing. Now I know the Eagles offense is still so bad, but Saquon at 950. I'm going to get DK pulled up in a sec here too, just to take a look at their pricing here and see what it is comparably. Don't bet this Watson that's about to pop up because at FanDuel it is 4 cents better or 4 yards better, honestly. All right. I want to just compare these markets here because this is always a fun exercise. Playoff milestones, playoff leaders. Okay. Most rushing TDs. Saquon's 9-1 at FanDuel. He's 950. Okay. FanDuel's interface is nicer, so we'll look through here first and then we'll check. Travion at 14 with Ramondre at 19-1. I mean, they basically split carries. The Patriots make a run. This is TDs though. So let's go to rushing yards. We have that. We do. Most playoff rushing yards. Travion 14. Kenny Walker at 22-1. We can parlay these. Damn, I didn't realize that. I was not trying to parlay anything, just added them to the slip. Darb at 55-1 with Walker at 22-1. Is that not crazy? Let's take a look here. I'm going to get my filter out of here. And I want to look at Seattle. Trust me, I know Walker's a better player, but from just a price perspective on that split, Walker, more attempts, more yards. So I guess it does make sense that the price is so off. We'd have to root for some craziness out of Seattle for that to kind of come through there. A non-guy 40-1, Swift 40-1. Let's do the same kind of analysis there. I know it's going to probably be shifted toward a lot of Swift, but Monangai, as we know, has come on in the second half. Let's see. Monangai, 169 attempts. The Swift's 223, 300 yards off also. So it's kind of depends on how far you think both teams can make the run. Now, the Bears making a run is obviously a lot less likely than Seattle to make a run, hence the disparity in yards there. Puka, JSN, Brown, Now, Nico 12 to 1. Houston, I think, is definitely live. And of course, Nico being that number one guy. But where is, yeah, Dalton Schultz at 650? This is some fun science we're doing here, honestly, because these markets are so interesting to me, even though they're probably not the best markets to bet into. I think though, because it's a 4-week future, you probably can have an edge. Now we know that Nico's going to be number one here at receiving yards. Schultz though, he's 400 off. So okay, that's where we're looking at. Because I just want to see like why we're so far apart here. Now I think Parker Washington. I think Jacoby Myers is the best bet. Like I bet this. I would bet this Jacoby Myers like straight up. I did bet that Jacoby Myers straight up for most receiving yards in the playoffs. Let's see. Most passing yards. JD5 had it last year without making the Super Bowl. So just some food for thought. And these guys, like obviously they you want the extra game, but it's not a prerequisite, I would say, to potentially winning this. So I see you guys making some rounds. Obviously, Bryce Young, Aaron Rodgers. Like, why are they there? Trevor at 8 to 1. That was so interesting. But where's most passing touchdowns? Is that a market we got here? We do. Trevor at 12 to 1. Now, obviously, I am like a little bit biased on my Trevor love because I am on the Jags to win the Super Bowl at 15 to 1. What am I looking for? Passing TDs. Talk about a man with 5 passing TDs, what he's done recently in terms of throwing. Let me pull up. Let me see if I can find this stat quickly. I want to look at straight up like splits, right? Like who's running the ball, who's throwing the ball. I have like general understandings of who they are. We know the Rams throw it a lot. I'll pull up FTN in just 1 second once it's done loading. I want to just be able to read it off to you guys and just make it easy. This is passing, so I might as well switch my screen here. This is rushing. So attempts a game, most attempts a game on the ground. Buffalo, we knew that was the case. Baltimore, Seattle, Chicago. Then on the flip side, the passing side, most attempts per game. Or we have Arizona, Cincinnati, Dallas, Denver, LA there, Chicago at 11 for pass attempts. So this isn't a true split, but Jacksonville, 647 dropbacks per game. Worth noting. So Lawrence is definitely live for that, assuming that they are going to make a deep run. A lot of food for thought there in these markets. So again, just for a reminder, what I did bet in those markets: Parker Washington, most receiving touchdowns; Keenan Allen, most receiving touchdowns; Jacoby Myers, playoff most receiving yards; Jacoby Myers, wild card, most receiving yards. Can we get anything to pop up? Let's look at did drop a few cents, so we did get some good value there. Watson receptions under. Hate that that's there, even though it's Hard Rock. So nothing, again, really jumping out here. We have some stuff to use. We're going to use that jackpot. Don't get me wrong. We're going to find a longest touchdown. Schultz. Okay. So let me go back to FTN here. And let's look at some A-dot stuff and receiving yards stuff as well. This goes for all 5 games, so the entirety of wildcard weekends. Who is going to score the longest touchdown? Obviously, still could be on the ground. Average depth of target. We're going all teams here, and we'll kind of just see. So Alec Pierce, Ferguson for the Rams. Interesting, because he has scored a few touchdowns, and we know what's going on there. Watson chalk, and I wonder why the DraftKings odds on Watson are so bad. They're trying to limit their exposure there. AD Mitchell, BTJ. Interesting. BTJ could be a look. Odunze also. This is all teams, as you can clearly see. And let's look at some deep receiving metrics now. We got to see who's actually converting these deep catches here. 20-plus yard touchdowns. T. Higgins, Olave, Sutton, Brown. So all the guys playing, just A.J. Brown comes up first at 4. Then we got JSN with 3. We know what he can do. Okay, and let's see. Deep targets on throws. Okay, let's look at throws. Olave is getting the 20-plus yard throws. Pierce, Higgins, JSN is getting the attempts. Nakua, and there's our best boy, Parker Washington, hanging out right there in that mix as well. So he's definitely on that wavelength. Now let's look at defense. Let's see who's just been allowing these long catches of the year. Indianapolis with a big one. Now we're seeing like whole thing. All we can get is just like total receptions here. Don't want end zone target. Actually, let's reverse this split. Total end zone targets. Houston's dead last. Houston are going down the field here. Or this is on defense they're allowing, actually, excuse me. So teams are getting them there down the field. If you're going to beat Houston, Carolina also. Okay. And let's see, efficiency. Let's see. We don't have any deeper data on that for longest. Okay. That was still worth taking a look at, absolutely. So now we have an understanding a bit of what is going on with each of these teams. For a long touchdown, at least. Let's get PTO going again. First touchdowns. NFL props. Still need some first tutties as well. Definitely down to bet a. We have a bear. No, we have a Packer. Definitely down to bet a bear for the second game. First game, I think I'm honestly just going to keep the Kyron chalk going full ham with that. I mean, we have a great price with the boost for Kyron. Let's see what else we can find for this week. I mean, I see some love for Jalen Warren stuff. Like I said, Texas defense, I don't know, especially with Kenny G in the past game. I don't think Rodgers is going to sit in any pockets for any time to potentially get decked. I think that's probably the last thing he wants to do is see Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson hanging out in the backfield there. So the Rams, if they let up a first touchdown, will be tight, but all in the game. We have our Christian Watson. And now for a bear, Loveland at 13-1 is gorgeous. I know Rome is back. I'm going to do a Google search on Rome quickly. Tuesday. Returns to the playoff game, so that's definitely why DJ Moore has gone down a bit. Rome is obviously, again, he's had some games where he's gone completely shut out. Just to take a look at what's going on, like he's got some terrible games, a couple of buttes locked and loaded here for Rome. So I'm not expecting him to really kind of just like come in and turn and like kind of take away like every opportunity. Loveland has come on big time. I actually really like this Loveland at 13-1, and that's what it's going to be. I'm going with my bear. Is going to be the rookie TE to kick us off. Let's just confirm price, though. PTO is always on the latest for price there. And first touchdown, Colston Loveland. Couldn't buy the Odunze being back hype, but I kind of want to fade that narrative and see that we're getting a little bit more value on some guys that we weren't expecting to. 20% all-purpose boost. I'm going to use the boost. 1560 on Loveland. Okay. Don't have to tell me twice. Okay. Colston Loveland using the 20% boost for today. First touchdown. So we have some boosts usually on some first touchdowns. We need some big time stuff coming in from these boys. Okay. Colston Loveland, and let me check again on my boosts. I have a 25% loyalty boost. What the hell does that mean? I'm not loyal to DraftKings. I bet everywhere. So I don't know what their definition of loyalty is. I think it's just placing bets. Then sure, I'm loyal, but definitely not loyal to DraftKings by any means. And surprised I can still bet there. I have some markets I cannot. But all right, we're almost at an hour here. We have 30 minutes till game time. Let me take a look at what we have and read it out one more time. We have Jaguars Super Bowl, Chargers plus 3.5, under 39.5, Texans Steelers, Parker Washington most receiving yards in the playoffs, most receiving touchdowns in the playoffs, Keenan Allen most receiving touchdowns in the playoffs, Monangai anytime touchdown, Myers most receiving yards in the playoffs, Myers most receiving yards in the wild card round, Ramondre over rushing yards, touchdown lay, Monangai, Williams, Lawrence, Barkley, Christian Watson first touchdown, Jordan Love under 1.5 passing touchdowns, Kyron first touchdown, DJ Moore first touchdown, two-leg legs, Parker Washington, Keenan Allen, Drake May, Justin Herbert, Leggett 2 receptions, a lay of Puka 90+ receiving yards, Leggett 2 receptions, Rams money line, and Watson over 53.5 receiving yards, and now Colston Loveland first touchdown. So again, one more run through to the EV, and let's just keep looking here. And also, we'll do another two-legger and see what we can get from a price perspective, because in situations like this with playoffs, I think we are definitely able to find some nice lower key value. And I love what we've done with our running game. Now, this Trevor Lawrence is still so sexy for most playoff passes. I still might bet that. Have not decided just yet here, and if I'm going to play that. Most receiving touchdowns, because this shit closes. I'm thinking they'll reopen it probably, honestly, but yeah, this will close in 30 minutes here. Down the board for receiving touchdowns. I mean, we already went down the board, so need to go even more down now. Saquon at 950 is still so sexy to me for most playoff rushing touchdowns. I'm really heavily debating that. Jacobs 14 to 1, ETN, Cook also 12 to 1. What's Josh Allen? There he is, 950. Let's compare those prices at DK quickly. Playoff milestone, playoff leaders, rushing touchdowns. Josh 9 to 1, Saquon 9 to 1, and passing TDs. Trevor 10 to 1. I mean, the Bills, again, their pass D is supposed to be their best aspect here. We know what they can do with Trevor running the ball and also ETN. But I'm betting this, boys. I'm betting this. If the Jaguars lose tomorrow, am I in shambles? Yes. However, instead of betting the Jaguars money line, the way that I'm attacking them in these future markets, as well as with the straight Super Bowl prop, I think that I'll survive because I will not lose nearly that much money if that's what goes down. Let's go futures. Come on. Playoff milestones, playoff leaders. I hate how they have different market types. Computer. Most playoff passing TDs. Trevor Lawrence 12 to 1. Boom. Beautiful. So for longest touchdown, I've been thinking about this whole time. Just because of the price on Watson, I can't do it. Nico is obviously attractive as well. However, I think we can get even a bit deeper down the board for the whole weekend on who's going to score the first touchdown. And I think that the longest touchdown. Jaden Higgins is really attractive to me. And I'm actually going to go back here and just go the last couple of weeks on who's been getting peppered with deep targets and see what's going on. Again, we have the usual suspects. Matthew Golden is also another guy who is intriguing because like he might literally get one target, but it could very well be a deep ball down the field. Last couple of weeks here, air yards, average depth of target. Now, Puka's had to play that kind of premier role. We have Brandon Cooks, who, if he scores, it's going to be a deep ball. That's what they've been doing with that, since acquiring him. Tutu is also interesting. Xavier Smith, Terrence Ferguson still hanging out there. I mean, let's look at Ferguson props. We want to get really crazy here. Obviously, not expecting a ton of volume from a Terrence Ferguson. How do you spell Terrence? It's there we go. Anytime, it's not even listed for first. So Ferguson, I think his reign of terror has he's not even priced. He's not in this mix here. But Brian Thomas is always in this conversation. Bills defense. Let's see Brian Thomas. It's probably going to be defense too. We got to remember that this could be special teams like kick return, punt return. That could also be the difference here. But best prices at DK, I'm going BTJ for longest touchdown. That's it right there. Brian Thomas Jr., 240. Wait a second. Did I use it? No, I didn't use it. There's a 20% boost. Why can't... What's the details of this? Oh, it has to be just for today. Okay. Now we're talking. That's my bad, boys. I was almost positive it was for the whole weekend, but no, it is just for today. Saturday, King of the End Zone. Okay. So thanks for playing. Brian Thomas, will think about you tomorrow. And honestly, at that price, I'm going to add BTJ to a slip and we'll try to get another two-legger out. And again, I am streaming tomorrow, so we can focus and get another leg for today. But let's Wrong game. Let's get a BTJ in there. Obviously, bad season all in all, but again, he does have some of these metrics. Brian Thomas Jr. Okay. Um, let's go back to the EV screen and see if there's like a player just from an EV perspective that's worth betting on, and then we can kind of like filter for like what we think for long. Just for today, obviously, that does change this. Was not I could have sworn it was for the entire weekend here. But Luke Farrell, that's tomorrow anyway. Higby, no thank you. I guess he's back. That's good to know. And Parkinson, no thank you. That's why Ferguson's not even listed. So longest touchdown between these two games, that makes even more sense um why Watson is the chalk that he is. I'm gonna look up. I guess he didn't play, but I want to see what Rome Odunze's A dot was this season. Because part of me feels like it's big, but that's a feeling, and that's never good. 13.9, so it is a lot of air yards. Let's even do this and just filter by air yards on the year. Who's just getting funneled? JSN, Buka, Chase, Pickens, Sutton, Nico, of course, as we know, it doesn't help us for today. Tetaroa, honestly checks out. BTJ again. There's Odunze. If the man is back and healthy, I think it makes sense. I'm going with Rome Odunze. Saturday, king of the end zone. Rome Odunze. Let's freaking go Bears. And official picks for move on. I am going to say it is for me. Rams, obviously, and then Bears. I think Bears win today. For whatever that's worth, not betting it. So don't take that to heart. Though I did bet the Bears at the Rams at minus 525. Puka first touchdown now showing the value here over at DK. We have Kyron, of course. Puka now 550. Okay. This is worth looking at. But let's cook up again that last touchdown parlay. So BTJ is one leg. I want to get to 10-1. Now a Panther will probably get us there, honestly, just because of like the pricing here. Let's even just take a look. We'll cross-reference, of course, both sports books to see which price we get the best at here. But like, what does a Tet do for us? In the hunt for 10-1. A Tet 185. That's not going to get us there. Rico 170. Coker 330. That's just so deep down the board for a team. I mean, like, I'd rather go with Bryce Young at that point, honestly. And then if we go Bills Jags, like what is not Bills Jags? Bears, if we go Odunze. Now we're sitting at 10-1. Thomas and Odunze. Let's go and check that out on FanDuel. Thomas and Odunze. Let's see. TD scorer. Odunze and Brian Thomas Jr. Let's see what we got here. Brian Thomas, 988. So 1073. I am betting this. Got another double day sweat going on here. Rome Odunze and Brian Thomas Jr. 1073. Locked and loaded. All right. Let's set on the EV screen and see what happens for the next 5 minutes or so if anything pops up, and then we can call it a day and get back at it tomorrow. All right. Okay, let's see what anything else we got.
that pops up here. Who's texting me? Okay. Golden under, yeah. See, I would bet that if I have Hard Rock, if you're on a Hard Rock better here and you're watching, this is not this one. Where'd it go? Matthew Golden, even money for an under 2 catches. I know he's going to get some more burn without Dontavian Wicks, but I love that, honestly, from a market perspective. DeAndre Swift. Brian Robinson's still there. Went to the 130, so I think we didn't pull trigger there. Stafford 3 passing touchdowns. If you have a Rivers, this is good and absolutely worth betting at Rivers right there. It's very good to market. 3 touchdowns for Stafford. We know we can do that like it's nothing. Leggett has dropped, so we still have some EV there hanging out, but we did get in a good price all in all. One more thing I want to check out, which I'm actually intrigued by, and let's end on this. It is a prop for tomorrow, but yeah, if you have Rivers, I would bet this Drake May, like no hesitation. You know, it's only 0.8%. Not going to find so much better on touchdowns unless they're really far off here, but let's do this. I'm interested in some James Cook. Now, Buffalo, of course, runs the football like it's nobody's business, but I'm actually interested in him in the receiving game. This number has come down a bit, but he's 2 catches, it's like minus 180, and 14.5 is honestly a bit interesting. This is moving on us, though. This is moving on us, so maybe it's not good, honestly. But what's his receptions? Because his receptions line is like minus 180-ish, but he's sitting, yeah, it's 240 now. And his receiving yards is 14. Now, obviously, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to get that, but does mean it could be a good bet to bet the over receiving yards at that point. That's just pretty low, though, honestly. Definitely a little bit of value there, but not enough. So, all right, boys, I'm going to wrap up here. Let's have a fantastic day. We have a ton of bangers locked and loaded. We have some touchdown bets that'll span 2 days. So hopefully we get there for tomorrow. SGPs to sweat, first touchdowns on both ends. So let's do it, boys. Have a great rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow, thinking 11 for the start time. And we'll bet the rest of the games for tomorrow. More plays, and hopefully we have some alive tickets and some fun shit to talk about, boys. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Good luck, boys. Peace.